Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. I was not planning to stream today. I really was not planning to stream today. I was just getting stuff done around the building here and around the house, trying to get some stuff done. And I sit down and I'm like, great, somebody else squeezed some rounds off at Donald Trump. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing that they seemingly are only catching these guys after they've been able to take a couple of fire a couple rounds at good old DJT. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Makes you wonder. Well, now the official score is Donald J. Trump 2, deep state / whatever 0. But it does make you wonder. It does make you wonder how they're only stopping them after something happens. So to catch you up on all the news that you didn't know you needed to know, I'm going to read the official story. I've been grabbing clips for the last hour or two. Some of them are, 5 or 10 minutes long, but I'm going to give you everything that's out there and the full stuff. And then if I upload this later on or something or other to a shortened version, I'll clip it out or whatever. So here we go again. Breaking news from about 6 o'clock, which is about 2 hours ago, would be Trump deletion. I'm going to be careful on my words because I want to get this over to YouTube as soon as possible since it's breaking news. Would be Trump, the guy that's trying to take out Trump, the ending of Trump. He has a little sniper's nest. It was revealed he had an AK-47 rifle, a GoPro, and a backpack in a hidden spot. This is a picture. So apparently this is the fencing that's around the edge of his golf course, Donald's golf course. And you can see he's got a backpack, what looks to be plates for maybe a tactical vest, and a GoPro camera hanging here. Now, more than likely, I'm guessing that he maybe hung the plate in front of where, because you can see right here, they've got the AK-47. More than likely, he was probably huddled behind his plate and his backpack, which also might have plates in it. And he hung them up there, hung up the GoPro, and then he was going to get himself on video taking out DJT. Well, it's in shrubs, so apparently he was hiding behind some bushes here, and he was able to squeeze off a couple of rounds. He was over here in these bushes here, which you can see is pretty well concealed. They say an evidence box, which may contain the rifle used during the attempt near Trump International Golf Course on Sunday. Now, what's interesting is that DJT does not announce where he's playing golf. He doesn't announce his schedule. Now, granted, I suppose if you're tracking his planes and keeping an eye on where his plane goes or where he's doing rallies or things like that, it wouldn't be too hard to figure out where he's going to be. But, the fact that he's got minimal security once again, and if you watch the video I did the other day about the DEI hires in the military for the Navy, remember I played that clip by Josh Hawley that was saying that the DEI woman hire that was in charge of the Secret Service detail at Butler, Pennsylvania, actually failed a couple of her entrance or her examinations, and they still put her in charge of the detail. So they're not putting the best of the best here around Trump. And see, what people fail to realize, I think we realize this, but I think a lot of people are failing to realize, I think what they're hoping for is an incident to happen, and then they say, oh no, this is terrible. It was a lapse of judgment, and we fired this person, and there's going to be hearings, and they're never going to work in this industry again. But in the meantime, Trump has been eliminated as a contender for the 2024 elections. See, that's very much what this feels like. They're just going to keep letting people, take. Hopefully they get lucky. Maybe that's what they're looking for. I don't know. But this seems very, very suspect. They say the released images show alleged gunman Ryan Wesley, Ralph. He has, again, an AK-47, propped up against a fence alongside a black backpack GoPro attached to the fence. And that's about all they had from this story. Not a whole lot to know here. I do have other details here. This is a video. It's about 10 minutes long. I haven't had time to listen to it, if I'm to be honest. So if I can always tab forward a little bit. If let me recenter my little tiny head over here. There we go. Well, we'll put it right there. There, we'll try it like that. Yeah, look at me, I'm all professional. I don't know what's going on as far as in this speech, so it may go a little long. I'll speed it up to playback speed if they have the option. Do they have the option? And of course they don't. But I can always tab forward a little bit if they're dragging on. This is the official announcement from, I guess, the West Palm Sheriff. We'll see here. Let's get some sound.
Do everything we have, everything. All right. So when we get done, think about your questions, because we're not going to take a lot, and keep them to the information that you heard. Don't get into what ifs, and because of this, we're not going to go there. All right. So keep that in mind, and we'll be good. So here we go. All right. 1:30 this afternoon. Call came out, shots fired. That was called in by the Secret Service. Because we're in constant contact with them all the time, we were notified of that, and we had units here that immediately sealed off the area. Fortunately, we were able to locate a witness that came to us and said, hey, I saw the guy running out of the bushes. He jumped into a black Nissan, and I took a picture of the vehicle and the tag, which was great. So we had that information. Our real-time crime center put it out to the license plate readers. And we were able to get a hit on that vehicle on I-95 as it was headed into Martin County. We got a hold of Martin County Sheriff's Office, alerted them, and they spotted the vehicle and pulled it over and detained the guy. After that, we took the witness that witnessed the incident, flew him up there, and he identified as the person that he saw running out of the bushes and jumped into the car. Now, in the bushes where this guy was is a AK-47 style rifle with a scope, 2 backpacks which were hung on the fence that had ceramic tile in them, and a GoPro, which he was going to take pictures of. So those are being processed right now. The Secret Service agent that was on the course did a fantastic job. What they do is they have an agent that jumps one hole ahead of time to where the president was at. And he was able to spot this rifle barrel sticking out of the fence and immediately engage that individual, at which time the individual took off.
I'm not going to interrupt this a ton of times, but we do have to stop it and talk about it. First of all, big props. I guess this guy's name is Sheriff Rick Bradshaw. He's with the Palm Beach County, Florida Sheriff's Office. Great. We're already learning more right now in the police briefing that he gave right after this happened than we learned from Butler, Pennsylvania from, 8 weeks ago. We're already learning more now than what happened back 8 weeks ago. So first, big props to Sheriff Rick Bradshaw for getting right out there and getting this information out there. Secondly, good job to the Secret Service. Now, granted, going a hole ahead is not very far. On a very, very long, like on a par 5, you might be looking at 400, 500 yards. But if it's a little par 3, that's a, chip shot, 125 yards. That's not very far ahead. But thank goodness this idiot, this dummy, stuck the barrel out through the fence so that this agent could notice it. You do have to wonder, God is smiling on President Trump. I'm telling you, because the fact that this dummy decided to probably stick the barrel through and rest it on that chain link fence and use that as support so he could get a good clean shot. Thank God he was dumb enough to stick it far enough out that the agent could catch it. I mean, talk about small miracles. It does make you wonder how much God is looking out for Donald Trump at this point. Holy cow.
So that's what we know about the investigation. We have somebody in custody right now that is a potential suspect. We got a little bit more work to do on it, but as we usually do, as soon as we decide that we're going to book him into the county jail and the charges that he's going to be booked into, we'll get those to you and we'll get a picture of him and we'll get you his background. So now I'm going to turn it over to the representative of the Secret Service, and he's going to make a brief statement.
Now, almost immediately, I want to say it was about an hour or two after he just made this statement, which again was a couple hours ago, they released the guy's name, all of his information. And as soon as they said his name, people went right to his Facebook. They found him on Facebook. They found him on Twitter, on X, and they started scraping all of his information. Now, it doesn't really matter so much on Twitter, although I suppose the FBI could, or Secret Service, somebody could force them to take it down. But it does matter on Facebook, and Facebook has already erased his profile. However, people, the quote-unquote citizens of the world, the investigative journalists, idiots like myself that sit on the web all day, they were already able to grab the information. So it has been saved, and yes, he is a leftist. Yes, he is a weirdo. He's all in on Ukraine, but we'll get to that here. We'll get to that here momentarily.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I first want to thank all of our law enforcement partners, to include the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office and the Martin County Sheriff's Office, for their involvement today. Former President Donald Trump is safe and unharmed following a protective incident shortly before 2 p.m. on Sunday at Trump International Golf Club at West Palm Beach. The U.S. Secret Service personnel opened fire on a gunman located near the property line, and this matter is under investigation. I'll turn it over to my partners over at the FBI.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jeffrey Veltri. I'm the special agent in charge of the FBI's Miami field office. The FBI has assumed the role as the lead federal law enforcement agency in the investigation of the incident that occurred earlier today at Trump International Golf Course here in West Palm Beach, Florida. We've deployed a number of resources, including investigative teams, crisis response team members, bomb technicians, and evidence response team members as well.
All right, I'm not going to play through the whole thing. I think you guys get the gist of it. This is available on the web if you need to find it, so it's not like this is difficult to come across. But already the FBI's taken over. Me personally, I think that's a problem. I don't think Trump should allow the FBI to take this over. Or not that it's up to Trump. Let me correct that. I don't think Trump should just have the FBI doing it. I think he should implore some of these other agencies if they can. And from this point forward, I think Trump needs to get some private detail to work along with or coincide with the Secret Service. Again, the Secret Service did a great job in this situation, but now that the investigation's into the hands of the FBI, I think what are the odds this guy starts collecting details and his superior in D.C. says, okay, pass all the information along to us and we'll handle the news reporting, we'll handle the investigation from here, and it goes nowhere, just like Butler did. That is a very, very big deal we do need to worry about. Because if we're really being serious about this, this is the second time that someone has been able, and apparently they said that he did get a couple rounds off. Now, was he taking shots at the guys coming after him, the Secret Service? We don't know. But we've in the span of 2 months, we've had two guys that were able to get him in a scope and take rounds at Trump. And this is, are we getting to the point where this is kind of normalized? Where this isn't a big deal anymore? And this enraged me. This made me absolutely furious. I'm going to bring this up full size. Let me see. Okay. So because Trump brought to light what's going on in Springfield, Ohio with the Haitian immigrants, because he brought that to light, and because he said that there are reports of people eating cats and dogs, now they're going to spin and I'm going to get to the rest of this, but I want to show you how the biased media is already trying to spin the story that Trump noticed Haitians doing bad things. Trump shared story during his debate about Haitians doing bad things. So now officials in Springfield may or may not be getting threatened because we have no evidence. They just say, oh, because Donald Trump said this, now we're getting people calling us with threats and things like that. It's totally happening, guys. And so now, what do? They take the story about Trump having an attempt on his life, and they spin it into, wait for it, Donald Trump bad. I kid you not. You do not hate your legacy media enough.
His apparent assassination attempt comes amid increasingly fierce rhetoric on the campaign trail itself. Mr. Trump, his running mate J.D. Vance continue to make baseless claims about Haitian immigrants in Ohio. This weekend, there were new bomb threats in that town. Our Maggie Vespa is in Columbus, Ohio, with more.
Lester, simply put, Springfield, Ohio has been inundated.
Guys, did you hear the breaking news about the attempt on Donald Trump? Out of this 47-second segment, here it is.
Today's apparent assassination attempt.
That's it. That's it. That was everything to do with Trump. And then the rest, they used it to vilify him. You do not hate the news media enough. Because he noticed. This is from N Wokeness. He says the cover-up begins. Facebook just scrubbed the page of Ryan Routh, the guy that just tried to take out Trump again. You can see that he had the page up here, and all you can see is it says he lives in Hawaii, or Kauai, Hawaii. He's from Greensboro, North Carolina. And he had a lot of posts on Ukraine. Somebody did capture this, but they went to refresh the page, and oopsie doopsie, it's gone. And so, since this guy's still in custody, it would either have to be a family member, the government, or Facebook removing it. People were able to get a couple of screenshots. This is him being told to lift his shirt above his head to show he's not armed when he got arrested. And this is what he looks like, and you can see he's got plate armor on his chest there. And they've got all sorts of posts from him. But it looks like he was involved, or trying to be involved, or thinks he was involved in both Ukraine conflict and Middle Eastern conflicts. Whether he actually was or not, who knows? This is from Dom Lucra. He says, breaking news, Trump's, the guy that tried to take out Trump, Ryan Routh, was in a famous YouTuber, Gideon video in the past, trying to recruit people for a revolution. This has been confirmed by Gideon. So you can see the guys here in this video. I'll just play a second of it here. So, it's only 35 seconds long, but I'll just play it here for a moment. And this is the guy in the jacket here.
Well, the Ukrainians have a right to fight back.
I don't do paper, though.
I don't care if you do paper or not. I'm looking for revolutionaries. I'm looking for people who want to take this whole system down.
Bro, I'm a veteran. Like, do you need me?
What kind of veteran are you?
Bro, I served in Nuketown.
Well, I think it's better to serve and fight in the powers, fucking over the system.
Bro, give me a Glock and a Hellcat.
Take a look at this.
Bro, but I don't do paper, though. I just told you that.
Dude, then get away. We don't need people who aren't serious. If you're not serious,
I'm serious, but I don't do paper, bro. You're literally killing the environment.
we're moving on. You go ahead, have your lunch.
No, bro, I'm going to class. I'm a scholar.
Go to class.
So he is on record saying he wants... Now, I don't know about you, but if I heard some dude on a campus talking like this, I would 100% think he's a glowy. I would totally think he was a glowy. Billboard Chris says, here's a screen recording with all of Ryan Routh's posts in case his account gets deleted. And this is 4 minutes and 50 seconds. I'll play it here. There's no audio. It's 4 minutes and 50 seconds of just scrolling on his content. And if you ever want to capture everybody's posts, this is a very good way to do it. Because you can just scroll through and it quickly captures every post. And this is the fastest way to back it up. Now, interestingly, I just kind of did a click, 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 because I haven't gone through all of this. And I clicked in at about 4 minutes and 12 seconds, I think it was. But now, right here, while you were my choice in 2106, you got that backwards, 2016, I and the world hoped that President Trump would be different and better than the candidate. But we were all greatly disappointed, and it seems you're getting worse and devolving. You are retarded, and I'll be glad when you're gone. And then he's making posts about Nancy Pelosi and a bunch of other ones, and he just goes down a rabbit hole. So we do have captured all of his... so that, believe it or not, covers... I always forget when There, fix that. That about covers that. Let me quickly go through your guys' posts. Terry Guy says, scrape his information so we have the information so the feds can't erase it. Yeah, I just posted on Twitter. Again, there are web pages where you can go that are like Twitter downloader. I have a couple of them. I'm not going to pull them up right now. But and then you can just copy video address, paste it in that, and then it opens it in a new tab, and you can right-click and save as, and you'll have the video. The good news is there's lots of people doing this already. It's going to be out there. They can't erase it now. That's the good news. Hard Sale says, in the last 50 years, almost every mass event was Democrats. Banned Dems from having weapons. Clearly, they're batshit crazy and can't be trusted. Well, exactly right. They seem to be the ones that are losing it every time. But here, they see, the media is now going to say this is because Trump said something against Haitians or something, or else. They can't ever report the truth. The mainstream media is Pravda at this point. It is all it is it's Pravda. It's the party. It's the activist wing of the party. And why J.D. Vance and Trump and congressmen and senators, why they keep going and giving their time to these TV channels that are viewed a tenth or a hundredth as much. If they want to reach the masses, they need to go on Rumble and talk to Dan Bongino or Tucker Carlson. Although Tucker's had some questionable interviews recently, but that's another story. Or, anybody that's actually on social media. They need to get away from the legacy media, because the legacy media just interrupts and tries to basically debate them over anything they want to say. And then in the meantime, the Democrats come on there and it's all flowery and, oh, you're so wonderful, and tell us again why you think, the Republicans are bad. That's all it is. Why are politicians waste their time doing that? I don't know.